today. So every day we start fresh because we can't affect the past, but we damn sure can make a difference today.
Welcome to episode 91 of Shop Talk. It's Jennifer.
I'm Kari.
And we're celebrating Chenford Week with an episode talking about 107 and 203, along with our top 10 Chenford moments. We love these episodes, but in the spirit of Chenford Week, we'll only be talking about Chenford. We can go back and cover the rest of these episodes if you guys want, but we figured these were two episodes that we hadn't talked about yet. And yeah, we wanted to kind of take a smaller break and then come back and talk about Chenford. But first we'll start off with some news. Do you want to take us through the first one?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure you guys already have heard, but Celebrity Family Feud started on Sunday. There's still no word as to when the Rookie versus the Rookie Feds episode will air. Because like Jenna Dewan posted for Melissa's birthday on her Instagram story and posted like a behind the scenes thing from the day that they filmed Celebrity Family Feud, and all that did was just make me want it like that much more. So yeah, no idea when that's happening. Also, still no word on the Rookie Feds, like if they're actually even coming back or not. So that's kind of still bugging me as well.
I saw something, it was like floating around on Twitter today from Deadline, where it was like the writer strike is going to continue or something. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was like a messed up article because they were like, well, we'll keep going until like, when the writers run out of money and all of that. We'll have to share it, but yeah, it was something like Hollywood Studios WGA strike endgame is to let writers go broke before resuming talks in the fall. So like their thing is basically like, well, we'll let the writers basically lose everything before we even come up with a solution. Yeah, the end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their homes, a studio executive told Deadline. So that's cool. I mean, yeah, not like a huge FU to the writers at all. Like, no, we need the writers. So I don't know. Then there's talks that like SAG-AFTRA will go on strike too in solidarity. So who knows? We could be waiting a while, I feel like, for the shows to come back. But I mean, as long as like everyone gets what they're asking for, and everything's like everyone's getting paid and compensated for what they should be, that's all that matters, at least to me. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like the actors are very much, I mean, obviously they're in favor of the writers, but just like that's all I keep hearing them like speak on is just like we'll come back like when the writers are properly paid and whatnot. And so I hopefully I don't know, I want a good ending for the writers because it's got to be hard being out there in TV land right now.
Right. Yeah, they're like projecting by the end of October that writers will like be out of money, or believe that by October, most writers will be running out of money after 5 months on the picket lines and no work. So that's like when they're thinking that it's going to end, but it shouldn't have to come to that. Like the writers should not having to be like scraping by for it. So yeah. So there's that little bit of news. And then Eric and Roslyn are still releasing new episodes of their podcast, He Said Ayadiho, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Did you see that? I think I sent you that video on Instagram that him and Roslyn were doing the game with Sebi or something. And
then they flipped it
with
like the kids too. Oh my god, yeah, it was so funny. Their family like videos are priceless.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Sure.
Yeah,
and then last but not least, a good bit of news to wrap up things. The Ricky has been nominated for an Emmy for outstanding stunt coordination, so that's pretty exciting. I know lots of the cast members were commenting, like all excited in the comments when the Rookie account posted that earlier today. So That's pretty cool
Yeah.
because now they're contending with, the other major TV shows that, yeah, they just deserve to be on that
Yeah.
list. So
Yeah.
in some way,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
And then in Rookie Universe news, I saw that Niecy was also nominated, but for her
Hmm.
work on the Dahmer series. So that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
And Kevin, being the best co-star, he is, shared it. And I was like,
I
oh,
love that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, with that, we'll kind of jump right into the episodes. I mean, it's hiatus. There's not that much news, and with the strike and everything, we're just we've got short news segments. So
Mhm.
so we'll start off with 107 titled The Ride Along. And again, we're only covering Chenford. So yeah. So we start with Lucy running up to the war bag area. Tim's there all annoyed, his classic Tim mood in seasons 1 through 4, basically. And Lucy's just like, understood, sir. Like, thank you for all of your support. Like, just that, I was like, oh my God, she was so precious back in season 1. I mean, she still is, but yeah. So then Tim's like called into Gray's office and is told that detectives made a drug bust and the suspect is Isabel. And so they're bringing her in for questioning. Um, and Gray reminds him that, the department has his back. And Tim's dejected face is so heartbreaking. Like, just knowing that, like, Isabel's really in trouble for what she's done now. And like, just everything's kind of caught up with her. So the detectives are like brought in. They say that they can't really make it go away. And they tell Gray and Tim that they need to figure out what he stands for, because they basically find out that he's her husband or ex. And they're like, are you a cop or are you her husband? Like, you need to figure that out. So Tim tells Gray that he refuses to go home. He's like, I'm going out on patrol while they question Isabel. So like later in the episode, Chenford goes back to the station with an arrest, and Tim sees Isabel like in the holding cell, and he's like his brain is broke. Basically, he's like, what do I do? Like, do I go in there? Do I not? And so Lucy's like, hey, I'll give you a shout, like if I see the detectives. And with that, he's going into her cell. And so Isabel asks for Tim's help, tells him like where these drugs are. She's like, can you get them removed or whatever? And Lucy's watching them from the hall. She's so worried. She's like a worried partner, but also like kind of just, she's worried more for him. So
Mhm.
Tim's in Isabel's apartment and sees a photo of them before finding more drugs behind like the heating unit. So at first, like on the first watch, I was kind of like, what is going on? Like, who is in this black hoodie in this apartment? And then we find out that it was him. So he walks back out to his car after seeing the drugs and, doing whatever with them. And Lucy's there. Like, she comes out of her car and he is not happy about that. And she reminds them that he's always on the right side of the law, even if he projects the rogue cop thing. And she's like, I came here to remind you that you'll regret helping Isabel. It's not going to change her, but it sure as hell will change you. And he's not happy about that, like gets in his car, drives off. And so Lucy sees Tim the next day and apologizes for the previous night. But Tim shuts that down, saying it never happened. If you watched that out of context, you would have totally thought that they like hooked up.
Mhm.
Like, just the way that everything played out, like, yeah, you would have totally thought that they would have hooked up if you watched it out of context.
Yeah, that's like one of a few people that I've seen like online will like take that out of context and say
Yeah.
that if you hadn't known what it was about.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so good. So then Gray comes by and tells them that the detectives found a kilo behind her heating unit, basically what Tim had found. And as Gray walks away, Lucy reminds him that he did the right thing. But Tim, again, is dejected, and he's just like, it wasn't the right thing for Isabel. And that's where we leave off with Chenford. It was sad to see Tim like get emotional and kind of like just vulnerable about that. I feel like that was like the first time we had seen him get like that.
Hmm. Well, I think Isabel kind of used that to her advantage since she was in that,
Yeah.
still obviously, using and things, I feel like she kind of knew that his impulse is to, come to her rescue. And so
For
I feel
sure.
like she kind of used that to her advantage. But luckily Tim had another, I don't know what to call, like, voice of reason, I guess.
Yeah.
To like
She
kind
was
of,
like his moral compass in that.
yeah. hmm Yeah, in Lucy. And so I feel like that was a good thing
Yeah,
for him
Isabel
to have.
knew that he's the protector.
Mhm.
So she knew he was going to protect him, but she
Yeah.
played him
hmm
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's so
So,
crazy though to like watch that back now that we've like seen Isabel like reappear in season 5, like just to see how
yeah.
like different she was.
Yeah. But
So
yeah, with that, we can move on to 203. 203 was a good one.
I love 203. 203 is the best. It's so underrated. I hardly see anyone talk about it. It's like in one of my favorite moments, but
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so 203 is called The Bet. And for Chenford, obviously Lucy is the one that makes a bet with Tim, that if she can set him up on the perfect date, then she gets to wear short sleeves because she's still in full uniform. Whereas like at the time, Jackson and Nolan got to be, short sleeves. So, um, but Tim, he begrudgingly agrees. But he's insistent that there's no way she'll ever find someone right for him. And if she fails, she has to do push-ups after every call, outside the shop. So, oh, and of course, Lucy's, gonna pay for Tim's date as well. And they like get closer and closer like to each other as they're like making this bet. 'Cause they're like facing each other, by like I don't even know what to call it, that like long like desk or whatever where they like kind of fill out or start to look over reports or something, um or like process arrests and stuff. And so it just, oh my gosh, you could just like tell the like little bit of tension or like just underlying like something's there, um for them, despite the fact that Lucy will be setting him up with someone else. And so when Lucy's friend Rachel drops by the station, she sees how gruff Tim is towards Lucy, and that's when Lucy gets the idea to have Rachel go on the date with Tim, so that she can, hopefully win the bet. And so, head over to they're in the break room. Lucy and Tim are sitting with their drinks, and Lucy shows Tim a photo of Rachel, and Tim like he's trying so hard to like not look interested, but obviously he is because his expression says otherwise. And Lucy asks where Tim is going to take Rachel, and he says Ravenna, which is expensive, and that's the one, where he's like, they have a steak that just melts in your mouth, and their wine list is exceptional. And it just cracks me up because he like smiles over top of his coffee, saying how she's gonna have to do so many push-ups, and like she's sighing, but like to me, I always feel like he like seems so much more intrigued by the process of this bet than his actual like date with Rachel. So, but I honestly forgot because it had been a while since I had watched this episode. I forgot that Lucy dragged Jackson along to watch Tim's date. Yeah. So that's fun. Because we get, Jackson's side commentary of like, why are we here again? And she's like, no, I gotta know what happened. Um, and Lucy's kind of, I guess, giving her own commentary, saying she's glad Rachel wore the green dress, and she's literally watching them with binoculars, which I find hysterical. Um, and as she's watching them, the date gets a bit more awkward because Tim and Rachel don't appear to have a lot in common at first. Like, she doesn't, like he eats meat, she's not, eating anything with a face. He's like a little bit more cocky, and this, of course, makes her smack him across the face. And so it's kind of, and like Lucy sets the binoculars down, and she's like, oh no, like she thinks she's failed, and will be stuck in long sleeves forever, basically. And I feel like one of my favorite lines from her is that like she's just like, why do I care if Tim dates? Why do I care why anyone does anything? Like she just, I mean, because she cares so much. Obviously things are not working out how she thought at the time. And so next we see her go to Rachel's house the next day, bringing her wine, I think, and apologizing about things like, because she's assuming under the pretense that the date did not go well. And she notes that even though Tim may come across harsh, he has a really good heart deep down. She's gonna like go on her way, and like she said her piece, she's gonna leave. Um, she goes to leave when she notices Tim's boots are on the floor of Rachel's place. And Lucy kind of like stops and smirks a little bit, and then there's some movement behind Rachel, and we see Tim coming out of presumably the bathroom because he's in a towel, and like he's starting to ask Rachel something. But he stops mid-sentence as he sees Lucy standing by the doorway. And she just kind of like stops and like I don't really know what to call the like movement she does with her mouth. Like I don't know. She's not really pursing her lips. I don't know what she's doing, but she just kind of is all, like standing there victoriously, and she just says short sleeves. So that means she did in fact win the bet, since the date obviously went well, since Tim and Rachel got together afterwards. So
I forgot. So did she tell Rachel about the bet?
yeah.
So it was like, okay. So like Rachel had known, like, okay, if this doesn't go well, Lucy's in long sleeves.
Yeah. Well, because she
Okay.
was just like, I need to, like he's, kind of a ridiculous, boss, or like, I don't know, whatever the heck you call it. Like, so she was just kind of like determined to help her,
Yeah.
her friend win. But yeah, obviously I don't think either of them expected to like end up liking each other.
Yeah. And going out for a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were cute though. Tim and Rachel were really cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
I
really like
ki-
them.
I kind of wish that we saw Lucy like spying on Tim and Ashley's dates a few more. Like, I don't know why. And it's not like we saw them like really going out. Or if we saw Tim spying on Chris and Lucy's dates. Again, not like we really saw them, but it would have been
That's
funny.
true. Yeah, we didn't really see anyone else's dates. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw the double date,
Yeah.
but that was really, another spotlight on Chenford in a way.
Yeah. But even like Lucy going out with Emmett, right? That was the guy that broke up with her over the phone, like,
Yeah.
or over text. We didn't really see that either. I don't know. I feel like it would have been funny to see it reversed, like Tim kind of spinning out about her going out on a date with someone, especially because we saw her spinning out about him and the new rookie,
Mm-hmm.
Katie. And she was kind of like, well, why is he letting her drive and why is he buying her coffee? Like, I don't know, it would just be funny to see like the roles reversed and
Mm-hmm.
him like watching every move that she makes. So yeah. But yeah, I mean that kind of ends the episodes. We figured we would talk a little bit about our top 10 moments for Chenford, because again, it's their week, and well, why not? Because it's our podcast. So um we can kind of like bounce back and forth like between yours and mine. I think that might work. Just that
Yeah.
way we don't really have many of the same. But
No, which is
yeah.
actually shocking, at
I
least in my
know, I know.
opinion.
Yeah. So my first one was Tim and Lucy's closeness when he was going through all the stuff with his dad. Like the hug, the Tim test mention, the vulnerable moments. Like, I just love how she was there for him, and even though like he had a rough relationship with him and he didn't really like share much about it, like she wasn't like, I need you to tell me everything that there is about your dad. Like, she was basically like, we don't have to talk about it. Like, I'm here for you. I just want to let you know that I'm here. So yeah, that was like one of my, if not like at least in the top 3 Chenford moments
Oh,
for me.
really?
Yeah.
Oh
I
gosh, see,
mean,
if I had to like pick, I don't even know, because like a couple of yours, I was like, oh right, I forgot about that one. That one's a really good one too.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to say. Like, besides for the ones where they're actually like dating and the ones where they like get together, like I was trying to pick like moments where they weren't together yet,
Well, see,
you
is
know?
it bad? Because like I literally have like I have more favorite pre-canon Chenford moments than I do like now they're actually together.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's fine. Because I
Okay.
feel like pre-canon, that's when like the buzz is there. I mean, the buzz is there when, they're a couple, but like I feel like
Yeah.
that's when the buzz is like really building up.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's where um I don't know. I feel like that's just where like you kind of see it more because you're like, ooh, they would be a good couple. And then it's kind of like, well, they won't they? So,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I think they've got good moments all around. Let's be real.
Hmm. So true. So true. Um, speaking of moments where they were like I was, being like, oh, okay, well they won't they? Like 120 for me was a moment particularly where I kind of thought I could see them potentially becoming something other than just, Tio and Rookie. So I don't know. I mean, like I don't really know what to call it, like the wall convo moment where they're on the
Mhm.
opposite sides of the door, is like one of mine. So,
I feel like that in 210, 211 is like what really drew people to Chenford. And I
mm-hmm,
say that coming in, like watching season three, half of season three live and like binge watching everything else.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah,
Definitely.
I feel like those two moments were like it to get people like hooked on Chenford.
Mhm.
Another favorite moment of mine is when she took his money clip and like called him while he was like in the bar. And she's like, I guess you'll have to do dishes tonight. Better glove up.
I
And I
literally
don't
forgot
know.
about that one. Like, I'm a fake fan over here.
I don't know. There was something there. Like, even though it was like what, season one, like
Yeah.
it was just, well, it was more platonic. Like her face showed flirty vibes, flirty and
Oh, for
like
sure.
troublemaker vibes. And literally it was chef's kiss. I loved it.
Mhm. Yeah, so true. Another one of mine was, I mean, obviously I'm gonna say like 203. Um, just because like I don't know. It's just too good. Like I kind of get like not rom-com vibes, but just like that classic like scenario where it's like, oh, like an unexpected like situation that might mean something more for both characters down the line. Like that's kind
Yeah.
of what I thought that was. But just, in a TV show and they made it work really well. And like, hello, it was the first time we got shirtless Tim since season one, I think.
Yeah.
So, um,
Which no one complains about. I
yeah, like
mean,
I don't
shirtless
think
Tim
I
all
need to
the
say
way.
anything else. Really.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know, like, can we get a shirtless Tim in season six and Lucy like walking in on it? I don't know. We need some content here. So
mhm,
my brain is running wild
yeah.
on what little brain cells I quite possibly have left. So
We're both just going through it right now. It's fine.
yeah, no big deal. Um, my third one was the evaluation and like him throwing her off with all the different envelopes. Like the one when she
Mm-hmm.
opened it and it was like, don't open it yet, or like she opened it and took the note out. And like at that point, like he knew her too well, and it was literally season one of the show.
Right.
And he like already knew her, like
Yeah.
knew her mannerisms and everything.
Yeah.
If that's not endgame, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the entire time, up until Chenford became canon, Alexi and the team were like, no, like, we're not gonna make them a couple. It's like, please. They're
Right.
like endgame from 101.
Yeah. Well, that's like what I mean. It's like I think like just even if they have these, like scenes that are supposed to just completely be platonic, it's just like,
Hmm.
how the actors just are. And so I
Yeah.
feel like that, like since Eric and Melissa are such good friends, that like level of comfort from their friendship probably just allows them to just, do whatever the heck they do to make it, like the magic like work on screen, and it works for Chenford
Yeah.
really well. So yeah.
And then kind of going off of that, like when Lucy gives him the evaluation, like in quote marks back, and she's like, if you don't want to read it, then don't. And that was like in front of Talia and Angela.
Oh my
And I
God,
was
yeah,
like,
I
okay,
forgot about
one,
that too.
flirty. Also, two, girly, shoot your shot. Like at this point, go for it.
So true. Oh my God.
I don't know. I was just like, whoa, okay. Like
Forgot about
Lucy
that
Chen
too.
flirting with her TO there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then when she's like running back to Jackson and Nolan, and she's like, come on, guys, run. Like, it was
Yeah,
so
we gotta
good.
go. We gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was their drink bell.
Hmm.
Hilarious.
Too good. Another one of mine is 202, like the gym scene. Because like I also don't really see anyone talk about it either. I mean, I see a lot of
Yeah.
people talk about 212 for like good reason, obviously, but just like the fact that like Lucy went to Isabel and talked to Isabel about Tim
Yeah.
just to get some insight into how he learns, and then just, I mean, made a whole freaking audiobook for him. Like those like books on CD can be like, anywhere from like 10 discs to like, I've seen some with like 40. So they
Yeah.
take a long time, obviously, to listen to. So they obviously take a long time to make. So
Yeah.
just the dedication is great.
Well, and can we appreciate the fact that we had two gym scenes within like 10 episodes of each other?
Oh my God, so true.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes.
like roles were reversed in it, you know? So good. But Tim's like little smile after like he turned it on. Oh my God.
He's so cute.
Can
We
we
still
have
need
like
them to do
what?
like a boxing thing together.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we need them to box. Like what they were doing in remember the episode where they were filming like the training like
Oh
promo
yeah,
video
yeah,
or something? We need that
yeah.
for Chenford.
Yeah,
But
that'd be
like
fun.
angsty and flirty.
Be fun.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I know that they're canon now. That's great. Love that. But like, can we have some pre-canon moments for them? Like just little ones. Or like things that they would do pre-canon. But like now that they're a couple, like it just hits different.
Mm.
Like I need it. I don't know. I don't know what that would be, but like them playing pranks on each other, or like they do flirt a little bit now. They flirt a good amount, but like even like the gym scenes, like can we see that as a couple?
Yeah.
Maybe like he's going home late and like, wants to get a workout in or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a lot of like their relationship inside of work in a way, but then like when it's outside of work, it's still about how they're going to make their schedules work, so it's kind of like maybe now that they've kind of found that like rhythm, or since Tim's in Metro now, maybe we can have more outside Chenford moments or something.
I don't know what it would be like how they would draw on those outside moments, but I'm sure that they could.
Yeah.
Tim like gets like is under fire or something, taken under fire, like on the Metro side, and Lucy like hears it over the radio, maybe. Even then though, that's kind of like work related, but still.
Yeah, I just meant like, if you'd want like a gym scene or like a, they go out, but they're, like with other people, or like not other people, but just like, other friends or something. So it's like, but they still have to be, but then they're still like flirty, like in front of, those other people. Would be funny.
Give me a Lopez and Chenford double date, and then being flirty, and Angela just being like, these two over here. Like, come on, they make me sick. But like, she loves it, Yeah.
I mean, listen, like the Rookie Feds already gave us, I still don't know what the heck Brendan and Antoinette are called, but like, those two, and then Statlos. So like, you think we could get a Chenford and Lopez?
There's
or
literally
Chenford and Nyla and James. Like, I don't care.
There's literally like 3 other couples on the show: Nyla and James, Balin, and
Balin.
Lopez.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Give it to me. There could be Thorsten and Selena too, if you really think about it, and you really want that.
We don't know what's gonna happen with that. Oh, geez, so many things.
Yeah, we need Selena Juarez back. We do.
So many things.
Give her back to us, please.
Yep.
Oh my God! And I forgot all about the cliffhanger on the rookie. Oh, that is stressful.
I think I've broken Jennifer more. That's no good.
No, I was just reminded of it, and like that hurt. So, yeah, yeah. But anyway, you shared yours, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I shared
Okay.
my third. Yep.
Yeah. So I love really just any time that they played pranks on each other, like messed with each other. Like there was so many to count. So like I just came up with the first two that popped into my head was Lucy giving him the evaluation again, like, you know, that was the drink bill, the flower bomb in the trash can, you know, him kind of messing with her with the aid thing and her kind of messing with him back on that as far as the cat personalities. And I guess you could even call 309 being a prank, like when she was being like, I have feelings for you, and you know, then being like, I'm just kidding or whatever. I mean, that moment will always be a standout moment for Chenford. Like I remember watching that promo live and I couldn't comprehend it. I was like, what is happening? So
did not understand.
But yeah, that was my moment, one of my moments.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, because 210 and 211 were like, I remember just watching those for the first time being like, just gutted. Because I was like, I couldn't imagine the poor people that had to wait, you know, like 6 weeks or something in between those. I couldn't do it. Like, oh my God, I was having a hard enough time watching it.
Yeah.
You know, 2 a.m. on Hulu and like was like just having a time. So,
you watched it at 2 a.m.?
Probably. It was in 2020. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Time was not, you know, time was a construct then.
Yeah, time did not exist.
Yeah. And so yeah, I can't really choose between those two like moments of just, you know, Tim finding Lucy and then the, you know, the hospital scene, obviously. They're just both so good and just really goes to show how established they were in their non-relationship, but you know, they should be in a relationship at that time. So yeah.
Another moment of mine was after 120 when he tells her that she lied on the report. And Lucy like got all feisty saying she was trying to protect him and they would have put him on leave and required therapy. And I don't know why, but like that's always been one of my favorite moments. I think it's just because like she sticks up for herself, but also just the way that like she goes about it. Like she's kind of raising her voice at him, which I mean isn't that good to do to your superior. But like just the way that she was like, I was trying to protect you and you know, you can take it for what it is, but like, I just didn't want you to be put on leave. So, yeah, I don't know. I just loved that moment.
Yeah. I had forgotten that happened in I think was that the season 2 premiere?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was towards the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's a lot that happened in that season 2 premiere. My goodness. But yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I feel like that was one of their like first, well, like I don't know if you call it like fights, but I mean kind of.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. For me, one of my favorites, 314, just because of the like dress scene. Even though we didn't get the dance scene, like we got the, you know, hey Chen, save me a dance thing. It, you know, all things considered, was like well made up for, and just the fact that, you know, we got the like Tim looking at Lucy, and obviously like Lucy was kind of looking at Tim too. So it was just great.
And we did get the dance. It was just like a season later, but still, you know, like don't like underestimate the rookie. They always come through on those promises. The dance, the kiss, you know, everything.
Yep.
I also just love that moment because I don't know why, but like I think of Taylor Swift's The Moment I Knew, and that's definitely not the song that should be fitting in that moment, but it's like the bridge or something when or not the bridge, but like the chorus. I don't know, I'm so bad at figuring out what those are. But it's when hang on, I'm looking up the lyrics. You would think that I would know it because it was the surprise song at the show that I went to, and I literally lost my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, she sang this for me." And it was like slow motion, standing there in my party dress and red lipstick with no one to impress. And they're all laughing and asking me about you. Like for me, most of that just screams Chenford in that moment because she's in her party dress. She had the red lip. And just the way that like she walked up to him, like it was kind of slow motion, and like, Nyla and Gray were, kind of laughing as she walked away. Like, I don't know, that moment is like that part of the song for me. So yeah.
I mean, it was fun creating our Taylor Swift threads. So obviously we think a lot of songs fit Chenford.
Yeah.
Very well.
I mean, it's not hard. I feel like a lot of her songs fit like pretty much any ship.
Also true.
But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And after listening to more of her songs, I'm like, oh yeah, Folklore, Evermore, Lover Ones totally fit Chenford too. I can see it. But Speak Now, Taylor's version, some of those are definitely Chenford-esque for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Yeah. Another one for me is obviously when they do get the dance scene in 418, because, it was, even though it was like just a little over a season later, it was worth the wait. And it was just so good. And like, not that I don't love the green dress, don't get me wrong, loved that. But I'm just like such a fan of anything metallic and sparkly, and just Lucy's dress was metallic and sparkly, and I just absolutely loved it. So
in the open back.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I like kind of wish that like Tim was in a tux, but then again, it was like, somewhat more of a like not casual, but just like not like super upscale. I don't really know if there's a word in between that. But yeah. But hey, I'll take it. It was still perfection, and can't aside from Tim maybe being in a tux again. But yeah, it works.
Yeah. So kind of hot take. I'm kind of glad that their first dance wasn't at Lopez's wedding reception thing, because like you had said, him being in the tux and her being in that fancy dress, I feel like it would have had a lot of weight on it, and they weren't like together, obviously. Like I feel like it did need to be a little bit more casual. Like clothing wise, environment wise, even though it was still like at a wedding, it was more like, I don't know, he wasn't like as dressed up. She was still in a dress, but it wasn't like, oh, this is like, oh, a dress that you would wear to a wedding and everything. So but
well, and I mean, I feel like it kind of had like a different weight just because of the time they were both in their relationships, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. So, but yeah, I also don't know when they would have fitted in 314 anyway. So I'm just kind of like, nah, it's fine. Like, I'm okay that they, built up the promo and had us like screaming for a week.
Yeah, they did that a few times in season 3.
They certainly did,
especially with it being a shorter season.
Yeah.
Did I already say my number 6? I honestly cannot remember. The date looking moment after Tim passed his sergeant's exam, and he was like, I haven't finished training you yet. Because he could have like taken a job like in North Hollywood or whatever. Well, that, and then like just Lucy's excitement for him when he passed. And she's like, I knew it. Like proud wife and friend and girlfriend, and just I loved it. I loved it so much. It wasn't like that big, but it was still like enough for us to kind of like get the hint of Chenford. So
Well, yeah, because even Gray like turned his head and was like looking at her like, okay, like what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that also just reminded me of like a parallel that I now want to make for that and something else. But anyway, but like that was one of mine that I like saw on your list, and I was like, oh yeah, I should have done 213 because like I love the like 213 when they're like walking or they go across the street from the was it the donut shop or something, and they like just talk, and it's just it's so cute.
Yeah,
it's so great.
They had, like we said before, they had a lot of great pre-canon moments, but I feel like that's how it is with any ship. Like they have a lot of good like pre-canon moments, and then when they do get together, not that those like good moments go away, but like, and it's not like they lose the buzz, but it's just different. I feel like before their canon, it's very much of like the buzz and like, oh, they've like one the other person like made another move, and they're like one step closer. But yeah,
I can only think of like a couple of couples from different shows that like somehow continue like the buzz doesn't change.
Yeah,
like whether they're together or not.
Nathan and Haley from One Tree Hill. That's like
one of them. Yeah,
one of the few that I can think of. And we hadn't talked about that before, so I'm glad that we could read each other's minds on that one.
Oh yeah, that was number one for sure. Like Naylee,
I feel like they're just like the holy grail. Honestly, like I feel like they are.
Yeah. As far as like teen drama couples go, they're like kind of the blueprint.
Sorry, but they're like the reason why I was watching One Tree Hill so many years later.
Oh no, I know. Like literally, I'm like Team Nathan. Like, sorry, Luke.
Yeah.
Like I like Chad Michael Murray. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like everyone who's like Team Luke, and I'm like no, I'm like Nathan.
Lucas was out there just doing like messed up stuff. I was like, no, why are you like going in between best friends? Like, please don't.
It was awkward. I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, Nathan and Haley forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like always and forever. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, now I don't even know. What one am I on then? Am I on
You
7?
left off at your number 7.
Yeah, okay.
If you're going in order.
Yeah. Which is ironically 1 of 7, which is also one that we talked about tonight, because it's just so good. Because like Lucy took a chance and like talked to Tim, even though he pushed back. Like she didn't falter, and I feel like she just like had done that a lot when she had, I don't know, not like confronted him, but even in like 102 when she was like, all due respect, sir, you're a pain in my ass. Like she like literally just told him that, and it was like day 2, and I'm like, girl has like guts. So
yeah,
that was totally fine by me. And just so yeah, the fact that she kind of just helped him like see the light in like this dark situation with Isabel was like just really, really good. And yeah, and they both just like looked really good in that scene too, and it was like a night shoot scene. So yeah.
Going back to that, can I have the confidence that Lucy Chen has? Because like I kind of need some of that. Like her telling her on her second day, with all due respect, sir, like you're a pain in my ass. Can I have that confidence? Not to tell my boss that, but like I just want some confidence like that.
Yeah, just to like say what's on your mind.
Yeah. Well, and to not like look at someone and like get scared to say something.
Fair.
Yeah. So my next one was when Lucy hoped Tim would be proud of her when she went undercover for the first time as the chemist. Like the low ponytail, and like her and Nyla got arrested, and Nyla's like wink at her or whatever. Like she just wanted his approval and praise at the beginning of it. And he was like, you're making a mistake or whatever. And then finally in the end, when he put her into the back of the squad car and he was like, you did good. Like the look on her face as he walked away, like just chef's kiss. I mean, they finally had she finally had the praise that she had wanted in the end.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just loved everything about it. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. For me, I always go back to the pilot. Like, if I ever need, I mean, obviously, if you want to like watch a show, you want to start from the beginning, but just there's something about the pilot.
Mhm.
Like, it's just so like there's so much going on
Yeah.
because it's almost like, in a way, it's almost like a little bit of like not two different shows, but just like because you have John's life before
Uh-huh.
he, started at the academy and then like after. And so it's just
Yeah.
very much like when he's propelled into this after in Los Angeles, you just meet all these new characters,
Yes.
including Chenford, and just when they first meet, it's just like, oh, the eye
Sparks
contact.
fly.
It's literally like sunshine and grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And then you also have, Lucy saving Tim's life on
Yeah.
day one or day two. I can never remember. I don't even know.
Yeah. They
Um,
do like 2 shifts or something each
yeah,
episode.
but still, it's like like right away pretty much. And like, his first Tim test technically,
Mm-hmm.
helped them both out. But it's just epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never forget him like slamming on the brakes and throwing her forward in the car. And he's like, I've been
Yeah.
shot, Boot. Where are we at?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So good.
I still love the moment, and I will like never get over this when I see it in edits and stuff. But like when she like looks back and smiles at like her TO and he's just giving her the disapproving look, like something about that when I watch it, I was like, oh my God, like these two have me. They've
Yeah.
got me. Also like her bun in season 1 was chef's kiss. I feel like I say that all the time. So
So good.
yeah. My next Shenford moment, so we're at like number 8, but like there's not really like an order of the way that they're like ranked. Is when Tim like is looking at her as she's reading the evaluation of her in the parking garage. And then the cupcake Dusty moment that she gives him. It's all so good. And you know what? I need another parking garage scene for them. Like we've
Yeah.
had some of the parking lot ones. I'm sure that they like drive to work, when they can or whatever. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, I need another parking garage. Unless he's not in a totally different station than her.
I don't think so.
I think he's just in a different part of it. So like they might still be driving to work together. They might not, but like I still want a parking garage scene.
Yeah. I mean, we know they're definitely living together practically. Like Tim's over at
Yeah.
her house or her apartment all the time. So
Yeah. But they might not have had the parking garage at the new like sound stage that they're at.
Maybe.
Because we
That's
haven't
true,
even
'cause we haven't
seen.
gotten one since season
Yeah.
4. So
Yeah. And they moved to a different studio lot for season 5. So
yeah.
yeah, maybe we lost it with the old lot.
Mhm. So,
It's okay. If we could get more parking lot scenes too, like, hey, I
mhm.
can be satisfied with that. So
That's true. Yeah, parking lot. I mean, yeah, that works
mhm.
in a similar way. So apparently literally my only like canon Chenford moment on this list was, well, okay, like I said, like 508 like through 510, because obviously you have
Mhm.
like the, like confession of feelings, and you have Lucy breaking up with Chris and him
Yeah.
finally asking her out, and then you have like, well, it's like you think it's the date, but it's technically 2 dates because they have the first date and then the redo date.
Yeah.
But like honestly though, if I had to pick just one episode out of all 3 of those, it would like be the confession of feelings, just because I thought it was like so uniquely done,
Mhm.
just in the way that it kind of almost felt like they were talking themselves out of it at
Yeah.
first, but then like they ended up talking themselves, like reassuring them each other
Yeah.
that they're the one that they want to be with, like regardless. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was just an interesting way to do it, and like I was not I remember watching that live and like not expecting that's where their conversation was going. So
Yeah.
just to have that kind of like surprise in a way was just really cool. And yeah.
I remember the trailer for that one too. That one had us all like on the edge of our seats.
Yep.
Literally any trailer that or any promo that like has Chenford front and center. We're like, what's going on? We're seated, like we're here.
Well, because that was the double episode, and so we had
Yeah.
like two, for the price of one, but it was like just insanely like packed with action and drama.
Yeah. They really blessed us with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it meant that we had our like mid-season finale like super early or whatever, like I don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah. I also loved when Lucy went to Tim and like gave him shit about not picking her to be his aide. That entire episode was great, but then like when they're in the briefing room or whatever, and Tim like says that Smitty's gonna be his new partner, and Lucy,
God, I forgot about that too. Jeez, I'm sleeping on
Lucy's
season
like,
4.
Lucy's like, you've got to be kidding me. And Gray's like, what is that, Officer Chen? And Lucy's like, nothing. And like her voice cracks, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Man.
She's got it bad for him.
So good. I've got to now I need to either make a GIF or just isolate that. You've got to be kidding me, because it's so meme worthy.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so relatable.
Yeah. But then when she's at his desk and goes into her reasoning of why she should be the aide, it was just cute. She's like, who better to be your aide than your old boot? And the way that she says that, I'm just like, oh my God. I miss them calling them all boots. Like, I feel like that just kind of went away after they became P2s. Like, they didn't really call Thorson a boot or even Selena. Nyla had 5 different nicknames for Aaron, but
never forget. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a queen.
She was such a savage. Oh my God. I feel like we should do an episode where it just chronicles all of the moments where she was savage towards Aaron.
Or just savage in general, because then we can start with her first episode, and just the fact that she was literally talking to John in the bar and was like, you don't do this. This is why we're here, because you don't do this.
Yeah. And the episode, I think that was maybe the same one, where she literally undresses,
oh yeah, no, it's the same one. She just is changing into her crystal,
in the car.
gear.
And John's like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on right now?
Yep. That and the fact that she got out of the handcuffs.
Yeah.
And walked, and then came over to him and sat down and was like, okay, you're done. You're fired, basically. We're done now.
We should do that. Oh my God, that would be so fun. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Lucy just giving Tim shit about not being his aide was great.
So true.
And we didn't get to see it much more. We saw it a few times. Yeah. I don't know. I like him being over in Metro, but if there's a day where they just need extra help in the patrol department and he has to come back and be sergeant, I wouldn't mind that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That'd definitely be interesting.
Yeah. What about your 10th one?
I mean, last but not least for me, 412 is my final choice, because at the time it was the, double date that we needed. It was as close as we were gonna get, but it was just really, really good. And they knew what they were doing when they set Lucy and Tim next to each other. Yeah. And then had their dates across the way. It was good.
The mushroom thing, her taking that off of his plate.
Yeah, and then just the goat story, which I'm still kind of bummed that we never actually got to see. But then I also don't know how hard it is to get a goat to do what you would need to do in a scene. So
they had it for Grace and John.
Oh, that's so true. They did the goat yoga.
Yeah, but I don't know. They do have goats that do yoga. You don't have many goats that just hop in the front seat of a car.
Yeah.
But even then, I feel like they could have done it and just panned to the car.
I mean, snakes. They're the snake, and then the rabid dog. That one scene or whatever when Nyla was in that warehouse or whatever.
Yeah. They could have Chenford out of the car doing something, fighting or whatever, and then they look back and there's a goat in there.
Yeah.
That could be a good cold open. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just good because obviously you got to see how well they know each other and how well their partners did not or were surprised to
Yeah.
find out that they did not know these things about
Well,
their
then like
significant
Lucy told
others.
Chris, like her and Tim just have a shorthand with each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just too good. And yeah, it was just, I mean, yeah, you can't get any better than the fact that like Tim literally, in a way, like how Lucy set Tim up with Rachel, Tim technically set Lucy up with Chris for the, dinner date thing. So there you go.
Mhm.
Came full circle.
My last one is the entire episode where Lucy meets Jenny. Like, even though they weren't dating at the time, it sure seemed like they were. And Jenny was like catching on. I just loved everything about it, and like Tim's annoyance with it, because he was just like, I don't know. It was just a very brotherly thing.
Mhm.
And then yeah, because she had already known Jenny when they were dealing with like Tim's dad stuff. So it was just nice to like see that kind of friendship continue. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for our top 10 moments. We could have went on and done more. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, we very well could have, but we had to keep it somewhat, contained.
Yeah.
We can't just go unhinged.
I mean, we could, but
We
don't
could, but
know.
would anyone want to hear that?
Yeah,
Probably not.
it would probably be literally like 4 hours long. It'd be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, I literally saw a video on YouTube where it was like 22 minutes of Chenford's like story from 101 to like 509. And that wasn't even all the way through a season 5, obviously. And it was like 22 minutes. I'm like, crazy.
Mhm.
But also, the rookie writers knew what they were doing
So true.
when they created Chenford. And that is why we need writers, because we need them to give us our ships. We need them to give us comedic moments,
Yep.
partnerships, friendships, everything.
Yep. Can't do
We need
anything
the
without
writers.
dialogue. Characters have
No.
nothing if they don't have anything to say,
No.
really, to each
I
other.
mean, they can stand there and look pretty, but yeah, they definitely
Well,
need
yeah.
dialogue.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, need
Yeah.
something. So yeah, we definitely need writers.
Yep.
On that note, you guys can find us on Twitter at the Shop Talk Pod _ or email us at shoptalktherookiepodcast@gmail.com with all of your thoughts. And you can find us individually on Twitter as well. I'm at Kari Hyman.
And I'm at JStark804.
And we're also on TikTok at the Shop Talk Podcast _ And if you liked this episode and Shop Talk, leave us a rating and review. It really helps out the podcast and helps other fans find us. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, please and thank you. We would really appreciate it. And we're not exactly sure what our next episode is going to be about, or when it will be. But we will let you know on our Twitter page.
Yeah.
When we have an update on that.
Yeah. Our summer hiatus continues. So
yeah, that's a little bit unhinged and a little bit chaotic for us,
truly,
really.
I mean, this summer, like how are we already past the 4th?
I know this summer's like kicking our butts.
It literally feels like a fever dream, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't really done that many fun things this summer yet. Like that needs to
really
change.
haven't either. Yeah.
I mean, I went to Taylor Swift, but even then that was unhinged. My entire experience was unhinged.
Yeah.
Had a great time, but yeah, that was a little nuts. But yeah, no, it just feels like a fever dream. And it's only gonna stay busy. So yeah. But like also with the strike, like we don't know how long we're gonna be without new episodes. So we kind of have to plan out and maybe even space out our episodes, like just so that we're not just like covering random things. So
yeah, we're just trying to play it by ear. So bear with us. But yeah, we're still gonna be on Twitter. I know lots of people are like on Threads. We still have not hopped on that train yet.
Yeah.
Nor do I know if we're going to or not.
I haven't really like looked into it, so.
But yeah, so we're still on Twitter for right
And
now.
like, yeah, like hanging by a thread on TikTok. I haven't really created a new TikTok. I keep meaning to. I have stuff for one, and I just like need to do it. But yeah, so
yeah, so we'll be, we'll still be churning out new content when we can, and yeah, so just follow us on there, and we'll be sure to update you guys when our next episode will be.
Yeah, but until then. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention. Oh my God, how did we forget this? The rookie rewatch is starting back.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
July 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're ending like the Chenford week mania with that. So
yeah, and they're like back in full force. So this is really cool because it's like, I mean, if you like, well, if you haven't seen their graphic on, well, they're on Instagram as well, but Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah.
Obviously they're coming back in full force. It's just really cool. And we're definitely gonna try to make some of those on Twitter as well. To be tweeting along with everyone. They'll be really exciting. We're excited to have them back.
Yeah. I know I'm bummed I can't make the first weekend.
Yeah. I'll see if I can.
It's okay.
Depends on my work schedule, but we'll see.
But they've got like fun games that they'll do, prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think they're rewatching like the entire series. So they're going from like July, I think, until I saw maybe like October, December. It depends on when the show comes back. Yeah. I think is what they said. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, be sure to give them a follow on Twitter as well at the Rookie Rewatch or Rewatch Rookie. Wait, I haven't like looked at. I am so bad. Okay. Let's see.
I want to say it's rewatch. The rewatch _rookie.
Yes, it is. Yes. Scrap what I said earlier. Just be sure to give them a follow on Twitter at rewatch _rookie. Yeah, no, they're a really fun group to follow and just be friends with. So yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back soon. And yeah, in the meantime, we'll stay tuned, guys.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Go get 'em, boo.